What's going on, everybody?
What's happening? What? Who are you? Who am I? What's happening? Where are we?
Figure that out.
My name's
Harbee.
I just woke up. I don't know. I went to sleep. I just went to sleep, and I find myself in this book-like world, Harbee. And
Yeah,
who's
dude.
who's that? Who's that?
Who's this?
Right here?
Who's that?
This guy?
I'm your
Dude.
dream creature. Nice to meet you. I'm
Everyone knows this guy. This guy is the guy with the huge tail. I mean, like, how can you not know him?
There's a lot of volume here.
Covers up everything wherever he
Yeah.
goes, but with that thing.
Okay,
You know,
I'm gonna do a little bit of an intro
People call
here.
it a thing.
Welcome to the
Sorry.
BARQcast. If you've been on twitch.tv at BARQofficial, first of all, actually, let's do this in the right order. BARQ is a social app, and we, Harbee, Banjo, and I, usually Harbee and Banjo. Unfortunately, Banjo could not make it. Banjo is not
Yeah.
dreaming. It's
Poor
very
guy.
sad. But
Poor
in
guy.
memory of Banjo, we have OkayDonuts, someone who is of a completely different species, size,
Yeah.
and location from Banjo.
Banjo
But,
had
you know,
person.
too much coffee before.
completely different person. But we're very grateful to have him on here. Donuts, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. I made sure to get a lot of exercise in before.
Can you
this
hear
so I can
Donuts?
fall asleep sound. Oh, shit! Can you hear me
Yeah,
now? Hello.
can you not?
Hold on.
Oh,
Poor
Pineapple
guy
has been
can't hear you.
muted. Chat. Pineapple has been
Yeah.
muted.
Oh,
They were having a
no.
little fight beforehand, so it was a little heated, but whatever.
Yeah.
But
Give me
yeah,
a second. Hold on.
Yeah, you
You're
can
gonna
do
have
that,
to
but-
mediate for us, Harbee.
Oh, no, I got it. Yeah, so guys, welcome into the BARQcast. If you guys don't know what this is the furry social app for furries, by furries. We have 12 episodes out right now, so you guys can go check them out. After this one, this is our first VR live episode. And we decided to get Donuts on here because Donuts, believe it or not, was our episode 1 first guest. So he was pretty much the
Yeah.
First
pioneer
guest.
of guests for BARQcast. Sadly,
That's a very
we didn't
high
get a
honor.
whole-
Very proud to say that.
Yeah, dude. It should be. You should take it to your grave.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we want to have Banjo on here as well to do a episode 1 reunion, but sadly he cannot make it, as we said before. So it's just going to be us three today, but we're still going to have a whole ton of fun. Can you hear
Brilliant.
Donuts yet?
Can you hear me yet?
I'm
Hello,
gonna
test,
stand
test,
over
1, 2,
here
3.
just in case.
Hi.
Okay,
Hi.
speak.
Yeah, just get
I'm
closer.
speaking. Hi, Pineapple.
I literally cannot hear him. I can't hear Donuts. Ah!
Oh no.
Okay, we're good.
There we go.
All right.
Just give me 1 second.
Yeah,
I'll keep
I think we're
doing
just gonna
this
rejoin
thing.
real fast.
Anyways, Donuts. So since we're here at Furality, I wanted to ask, have you ever been to any Furalities before?
I have. I've been to a handful of them. I went to Aqua, Luma, the desert one. What was that called? Like Umbra.
Umbra.
Yeah.
That was okay, because I really did not know. Okay, so I was wherever Pineapple went. I was talking to this guy last night, and he told me there was like 8 Furalities that has happened, and that
Yeah,
is
it's been a whole
crazy
lot.
to me. I did not know
Yeah.
that. I literally thought it was maybe like 1 or 2 before this. I'm new to getting into all of the VR stuff, but I'm glad I was able to come to this one. Just
You're doing a great job
because-
so far.
well, okay, I will say last night I joined on my own to just like explore, and oh my god, I got so overstimulated. It was
Yeah, it's a lot. Oh my god.
Did you go to? What was your first world that you went to?
I joined the lobby, and it was actually really cool. When you join, there's like this door. Oh no, you walk through this door, go into this room, and you sleep. And I was like, whoa, like this is pretty high tech stuff.
Pretty cinematic.
Yeah,
Pretty
and
funky.
then I got
So,
into the
speaking of
it was
high tech
beautiful.
stuff,
Yeah.
I can hear Donuts,
Can you hear me?
but
Okay,
when I
cool.
respawn, and then when I'm here, you are completely inaudible to me.
Really, that's so weird. So
This
it's
could be an
somebody who's
interesting
in the zone.
conversation.
Wait, hold on. What if I
So-
move? What if I come over here?
Why are you telling
Am I
me
like?
I guess I'll
Oh,
be the
okay,
translator.
okay.
Can you hear me from over here?
Oh, I can hear you from over there.
Okay, it's this audio
Oh.
zone thing. Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
thought. So
Oh, it's
if
an
you can
audio
move
zone
the-
thing.
Yeah.
Is there a
Okay.
podium that I can see? I can't see a podium right now.
No, there's nothing. All right. So now you. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
So
there's
now
literally a
that you
podium.
guys
Okay.
can hear
No,
each
no, you
other.
go over there. You go back over there,
Okay, I'm coming.
and then
Can you hear me
speak.
now?
Yeah,
Yeah!
baby!
We figured it
Okay,
out. We're so
zoom
smart.
into my face. Welcome to the BARQcast, baby, and I can hear both of my co-hosts. We're ready
Thank
for
God.
action.
Yeah.
Dude, if I was at the train the whole time, be like, and the donut said this. How like you want to respond? But luckily, that's
Genuinely,
not gonna happen.
I've never felt such primal fear that when I was seeing Donut's mouth going like,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, this
Big
is weird.
chomper.
So
It's okay. Like I said, I've been playing a lot of puzzle games lately. My IQ's really high. I was able to figure it out real fast.
we were talking about brain training, before we went live. And Harbee, can you tell us a little bit of your past with your Nintendo DS games?
Your long and storied past with Brain Age for the DS.
Yeah, I guess me and
There's
Brain
more.
Age have a history. I grew up in a household where my mom was strict on no video games on the weekdays. Before, actually, it was supposed to be just no video games in general. But then somehow we won a raffle for an Xbox 360, and my mom was like,
nice.
What?
"Well, yeah." And my mom was like, "Well, we can't just like not give it to them. They won it fair and square." And so after that, she was like, "Okay, well, I guess we can have a little bit of video games on the weekdays or on the weekends." And then
Just a crumb.
after that, it was like we kind of went down the pipeline. And we got like DSs, and there was this, and then there was this one game, Brain Age, which I was able to play on the weekdays because it was educational, and so literally all the time I would just grind out Brain Age. It was.
Brain age grinding is such a funny
Let's just say
concept.
I'm really smart now from Brain Age, guys. I know
I was
a
gonna
lot of
say,
stuff.
Harvey's cracked at those brain
Yeah.
games now.
I know like simple
Yeah.
addition, subtraction, maybe put a little bit of multiplication. I can do.
Here's the thing. I had a little bit of Nintendo lore myself. I didn't win. I didn't win a Nintendo Wii, but what I did do is my dad broke his little finger in a car crash. But like everything else was fine. But because of the insurance money, he bought a Wii. And he was like, "Look, I broke my finger, but we have a Wii!" And we were like, "Yay!"
That's hilarious.
Wow,
We're having a great time.
that's. Okay.
Harvey, I'm
That's just
curious,
the secret.
actually, about your story with your raffle for your Xbox. So what was it,
Yeah.
like a cereal box raffle? Did you have to send in like coupons, or like how did that happen?
No, it was actually pretty funny. So my dad was an Air Force pilot for a while, and we were at some like gathering with a bunch of other Air Force people, and then there's this one raffle where it was like, it was showing some model jet, and it was like guess the jet and then put in your guess, and obviously me and my brother didn't know it, and so my dad, who was the Air Force pilot, was like, "I know what it is. This is the answer," and then we just put a little thing in, expecting nothing out of it. So then when the final ceremony came around, it was me, my brother, and 3 of our friends that we brought along. We were just sitting in the crowd, and when the raffle came up for the Xbox 360, we were like, "Oh man, I really hope it's us." But we're like, "No, this is happening." Like there's no, because there was maybe like 500 people that probably entered into it. And so they called my name up there, but instead of just me going up, it was me and my 4 friends that all ran up on stage. Because we were like 10, we were super excited. So it was like 5 kids just ran right up on stage. We were like, "Oh my god, we won an Xbox, yay!" And the person's like, who's Harbee around here? Who's the guy that actually won it? And I'm like, "That's me." And then I grabbed my Xbox, walked back to my seat, and I looked at my mom, and she just gave the like biggest sigh ever. She was just like.
So, okay, speaking of like, well, this is a complete segue, but I wanted to ask you something, Harbee. Talking of like technologies and being excited for stuff, this is your first Furality, right? You did not know what to expect. You were bamboozled and delighted and overwhelmed by all the stuff going into here.
Yeah.
What did you think? Did you sort of have an idea of what to expect for Furality stuff, or were you just coming in like, haha, I don't know what's going on here?
Like
I like your Harbee impression.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here most of the time is how it goes. But I really did not know a lot going into it. I saw like very few photos of people posting like at Furality and stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, that looks pretty cool." But like I never thought anything of it. I didn't even know there were like raves or anything like that, or like events like this. I thought it was just like different lobbies you could just go hang out in and just be like, "Yo, we're at Furality. That's pretty cool."
That's something that we've been that's kind of difficult to communicate, I guess, without you getting somebody and just putting them in Furality, where you introduce the concept and they're just like, well, I can just go to a VR chat rave, whatever, dude.
Exactly.
Like, why do I need to go to this thing? But then you're like, no, just try it.
Just try it, because dude, I was amazed when I was looking at the schedule. I was like, so what do we have? And I was seeing like different sets like every single hour, and I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be great.
It's like a
I was
thing.
like, literally last night, kid you not, I went to like I think like 4 or 5 of the sets, and I just sat there and listened. I was like, this is awesome, man. This is wow. I didn't know Furality was like this. This is great.
It is pretty cool how Furality like does such a good job of replicating like a real world con experience. You know, of like giving you that sense of like community and just like events going on all at the same time. You know, and like having to block out your schedule to make certain events. Because I feel like it's been such an uphill battle for Furality and other online cons to try to be taken seriously in terms of like con spaces. You know, it's like I think now more than ever, it's like people are really starting to take notice and they're starting to realize that this is like a legit event.
Yeah.
Well, especially especially in the time when in-person conventions are getting rapidly more expensive and difficult to access. Like I went to Confuzzled, love Confuzzled, but whew, it's getting pricey.
Yeah,
it's getting expensive.
It's hard to go places.
Everything's pricey now. When you can come to
anyway, that was the
Furality,
podcast. No, we're gonna keep going.
and you get free rooming because you're in your own bedroom, and you can just have food here as well, and just eat and play. Like it's everything I could have ever wanted and more.
I can eat as much ice cream as I want here.
Delightful.
No one's around to arrest me. Great.
No one's here to stop you. Okay,
no one's gonna stop me from eating my ice cream.
Yeah.
I have another. Not to completely neglect our delightful snake friend here, but I have one more question for you. Okay.
Okay.
Do you feel like you're better at doing podcasts now that you've done like 12 episodes of the BARQcast?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to a certain degree. I'm definitely still learning a lot, but because I go back and I watch the old episodes sometimes to be like, how far have we gone? Which is crazy. It's already been more than half a year. That's already insane to me. I feel
my God.
It's flown by. But seeing me from episode 1 to now, I'm like, that's me. That's Harbee, but I'm better than ever, and I keep getting better. It's like I'm leveling up, kind of. That's how I think about it.
But I like to see. I feel like you're in a mid. You have like mid-tier RPG armor. This is like a leveling up hobby. You have like you have shoulder stuff going on.
I've
here.
personally noticed that you have improved a lot since the beginning. I was actually talking with Banjo about this recently when we did the Ivycomb episode. I noticed that both you and Banjo have become a lot more confident as hosts, and you've gotten a lot better at it since my first episode. I was like, wow, these two like know what they're doing now. This is great.
But you know what?
Did we actually do? Oh yeah, no, you go. You go. Go.
What I want to say is that what I do enjoy is that Banjo's face cam has not changed since. He still does not know how to use his phone and his arms for a VTuber because he didn't stream at all before BARQcast, and so he's coming to this like brand new. But every single episode, if you skip to any second in it to all our viewers, you will see Banjo in some crazy position. Just like he does not look okay.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I love that's what stays the same about the BARQcast. It's just Banjo just will always look like, well, Banjo, I guess. I feel like it matches him, honestly.
So we're about 10 minutes in, do we think? Like 15 minutes in-ish? Did we do a full introduction of each other? Do we want to do something a little more like in-depth for each of us?
So we haven't actually introduced ourselves
We
yet.
were completely freaking out.
Yeah.
But no, it's good. I'll just go first and we can go like which is your but yeah, hi everybody. I'm Pineapple. I am the communications director for Furality. Relatively new in the position. I started like, oh my god, when did I start? I started with Furality Umbra. Thank you so much for that. Beautiful. And I then moved to the director position around like February, I think, which has been crazy. It's been a real we're getting pineapple reactions from the audience, which is delightful. Been a crazy time. I'm also the social media lead for BARQ. Even so, occasionally if you see BARQ do a tweet, it might be me. It's actually mostly Banjo, the communications director.
Yeah.
You'll see a few tweets. If you see Furality tweets, that's like, or Discord announcements, that's 95% me. So I do the posts if you want to have a summary of me, my fruity my fruity nature.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I do all the posts as well for all of my stuff. My name's Harbee. For our late introduction, my name's Harbee. Full name Harbee Live. Because I'm a streamer, I'm a content creator. I am the content strategy lead for BARQ. I do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm the one who, for at least for BARQcast, I'm the one who usually gets the guest. I edit everything. I make sure everything's set up and good to go. And Banjo just sits there and looks pretty.
Banjo is stunning.
If you don't know what I am, I'm a goat, but people usually mistake me for a ram because I got ram horns, but like,
yeah.
I feel like there are so many weirder things in the fandom than to be like, oh, it's a goat with ram horns, you know?
I mean, like, there's a weirdness with my avatar in VR and stuff, because I'm a sheep. My stoner is ostensibly a sheep, but I actually way prefer lizardy guys in VR, which is something that I don't know necessarily how common that is, because a lot of people have like a wolf or a dog sonar, and that is sort of reflected in VR pretty straightforwardly, where it's like, I'm a blue dog in online, blue dog in VR, but I don't really know why I prefer being like a lizardy guy. This is a Durgan, which is I love this model so much by Midday. But yeah, so I have some self-discovery to work out why this I kind of like being this kind of guy. What's going on here? But anyway, yeah, onto you.
Yeah,
who are you?
You both confuse me, because you're a, did you say you're a goat? But I call you a ram, and I call you I think I call you a goat as well, but you're a sheep. No, that's right. No, I called you a ram, but you're a goat. Okay, then you're a goat, but you're a sheep, but I call you a goat. Yeah, I remember now. Okay,
it's a mess. It's all a mess.
You guys need to sort your fluffy bits out, probably. But anyway, I'm OkayDonuts. I'm a big snake guy. I'm a content creator. I do a lot of VR stuff. I do a lot of streaming. You can find me OkayDonuts on just about every platform: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, all the works. I make a lot of content in VR. I also do a lot of just other types of things. I like to host events, things like that. Oh yeah, that's what I'm all. Big tail haver, big tail enjoyer. Yeah. I don't know if it was obvious.
I was about to say, I was like,
if you have a big tail and you haven't shown me yet, then you need to. You're morally and legally obligated to.
Yeah, I wanted to say back when we started as well, I was a Komodo dragon, and I had a pretty big tail myself, and I do kind of miss those days. I mean, I still like my tail now, you know.
Kind of downgraded, but it's okay.
It's kind of downgraded.
It's a quote unquote downgrade.
It's not quite. It's not quite the same.
It'll never be as big as Donut's tail. No one's gonna have a tail as big as Donut's tail. Do you see this thing?
That's madness.
Fair. No one has a tail as big as mine, but it's not a competition.
A room sweeper.
It's about self-improvement.
Do I need to grow my tail? Okay.
Yeah.
I can help.
Donuts.
I'll pick you up by your tail, like swing you around like Bowser. It should make it a few inches longer.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I do for all my friends. I can give you the Bowser treatment if you want.
The Bowser treatment. Oh my god.
There we go.
So, I have a little question for you. If I'm not mistaken, you used to help out a little bit for Furality, right?
I did, yeah. I used to be on the videography team way back in the day. That was like kind of how I got my start. Sort of. I like started my Twitch channel and joined the Furality team at around the same time. And I was a videographer for Luma, I believe it was, and Aqua. Yes, and Aqua. Okay, for both of those.
Snap! So it's it's weird thinking how it actually really wasn't that long ago since we had Luma and Aqua. Like, it was like a few years, but it feels like forever ago. I only started with Furality stuff. Sorry, I'm adjusting my foot tracker. I only got started with Furality stuff like in 2024, and that feels like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
there's been there's been so much happening and so much growing in such a scale.
When I think back to Aqua, I'm just like, that was 10 years ago. I'm like, that was a lifetime ago. I was wearing my original VR chat avatar back then, like the very like raptor, like feral looking snake avatar. Yeah.
Ooh,
very
okay.
different now.
Okay.
Very different from what it is now.
How much VR stuff do you do, Harbee?
Okay, so I I try to do VR stuff, but me and my VR usually fight each other whenever I try to get in. And so like usually by the time I get into VR, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore, and I just give up.
Yeah.
But I try to do VR stuff. Usually I just do VTubing on my computer. But whenever I can, I do like to go into VR because it's a ton of fun. And I've spent way too much money on this game for the amount I play it for. It is bad. I like every day I look at my headset and I go, I should sell that. Like I don't want to play it too much. I'm like I could really use the money.
I still don't know whether I do or don't love my Quest Pro. I love face tracking. This thing here,
it's amazing.
Delightful, splendid, exciting, greatly expressive, love it. But then the Quest Pro also has its issues.
Sure does. I'm experiencing those right now.
Yeah,
I'm just really looking forward to. Oh yeah, go.
I was just saying, for example, literally getting into this world, I literally was fighting the headset for like an hour straight, and the Quest Pro just doesn't like to work correctly. I don't know why, and it's annoying, and now it's discontinued, and now I'm like, do I still keep it or do I sell it again? Because I'm like, when I was getting my Quest Pro, I was like, okay, I'll either get a Quest Pro or I'll either get a Vive Pro Eye. But the thing is that it was either get an $1,000 like used Vive Pro Eye from eBay or a brand new Quest Pro, and I'm like,
right.
Well, they both have face tracking, but I would love to use a new headset because I have okay. Another thing I want to say, I have been through a whole line of headsets. I've had maybe like 5 on my whole career.
Whoa!
Wow! Oh my God! For a game you don't play, it's crazy.
See, I played it a lot more when COVID was happening, obviously, because we were just stuck indoors. But let me think of my timeline. I had a Oculus Rift, then I had a HTC Vive, and then I had a Quest 2, then a Valve Index, and now the Quest Pro. So I've been like experimenting with all the different kinds of headsets. But what was annoying is that when I was getting my HTC Vive, I got on eBay. First mistake. Everyone out there, like, used headsets are nice because they're cheaper, but they're usually not worth it, because when I got mine, it came in the mail and I opened it. It smelled like cigarettes. It was the person that had it before me, I guess, was a chronic smoker who smoked cigarettes in VR.
Wow, they were playing VR. Wow.
I mean, that's kind of hardcore. I kind of respect it.
That's crazy, dude.
You probably went to a lot of VR raves. I can imagine that.
It was so bad. I opened the box. Yeah, you go. Sorry.
I kind of no. I was doing this in your face. You can do that to me now.
No.
So, what does the perfect VR headset look like to you? Like the shining, glistening, beautiful, affordable VR headset for PC VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of already got it.
There.
I at least for now, I feel like I upgraded so much. Like it needs face tracking. I feel like you need that. At least nowadays. Now it's like becoming almost the norm to like new avatars and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you see something like the Big Screen Beyond too, and it's so sexy, and it's so small, and it's so light. I'm thinking, what is the problem? Aside from the price, there's gotta be some weird bug or something. Yeah. That's funky. What headset are you running, Donuts?
I also have the Quest Pro. Yeah, I think we're all pro users here.
We all got the Quest Pro.
We're professionals.
Yeah.
We're professionals.
And we all love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's gotta, if we're gonna come up with like a hypothetical perfect headset, it's gotta have all the bells and whistles, right? Plus more. But the issue obviously then becomes becomes like obscenely expensive, you know? So like you want to get face and eye tracking, which is like frustrating to come by as a combo in modern headsets, because I think outside of the Quest Pro there isn't another headset right now that has face and eye tracking, which is disappointing. Yeah, I think
nothing built in like the Quest Pros.
I was gonna say maybe one of the Pimaxes does, but I think that also has a closed environment, so that might not even be like usable. But it's disappointing for sure, especially when you see like what VR is being used for the most part these days. And then like there's a big discrepancy with the industry right now, right? Where there is what people are actually using VR for, and then there is what manufacturers and the people doing the thinking are actually making it for. And those are two different things. Because everyone who uses VR is like the vast majority of those people are social VR users, people who like to use VR chat. You know, they're furries, pretty much. Yeah. And like then you have the people who are making the VR headsets, and they're like, we're making this as a workplace so that you can sit at your desk and use your VR headset
that's what this
work
was for.
as an office. And like no one's doing that. You know, they're like they're trying to push this idea that VR headsets are for work and you're supposed to use them to work, and like no one's doing that. You know, we want to use them for fun.
It's interesting.
Done that.
Yeah. It feels like an event like Furality is like the spiritual opposite of something like Meta Horizon Worlds, where it's like business. Well, it's like the
I didn't know what to go in there.
People in boardrooms impression of what people do to have fun in VR, where it's just like corporate, like the Mark Zuckerberg, the Paris Eiffel Tower picture, where it's just like, God, is that the best you can do? Is that the limit of your imagination as to like how you can present yourself in virtual reality? That's Mark Zuckerberg, you're meant to be a pioneer of this, man. Like Meta has already spent so much money trying to put themselves at the forefront of VR. They've like pretty much cornered the affordable PC VR headset market with the Quest 3 and plugging it into the PC. Like it's by far the best option. So they have a huge amount of control as to where they want to see VR going. And it feels like the best they can do is just like the Mark Zuckerberg avatar.
They're like, okay, VR chat has endless creativity and expression. How about our answer to that is to make a game where everybody looks the exact same? And it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
no one's
how
gonna
do we
play
do that? And because the limitations are endless, you can be in a virtual office and you can be there with your coworkers.
Yeah.
So
you can have your very own virtual cubicle.
Think of how awesome that would be, being in work but at home, almost like working at home, but in the back of the office because it's virtual.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare. So okay, kind of on the subject of VR and VR chat and things. I was tuning into the building a community panel from the VR chat team that was hosted yesterday. I had a little question for you, Donuts, about cultivating a like good community on Twitch and how much you can steer that. Okay. Well, no, but because you see some streamers that have kind of a hostile relationship with their chat, where like there's real back and forth, where they're like screaming, and the chat kind of get a little bit of the chat gets a little bit of satisfaction over riling up the streamer. It's like a little bit toxic. But then you get some streamers like Northern Lion, for example, who have this really dynamic, fun relationship where it's not like it's got that like combativeness, but it's just fun. And then it's a lot more like it feels like it's more curated. But you said that you don't really curate your chat environment. Like how does that work for you? How do you get the community that you want to see?
I'm trying to get better about that lately. I've been making a much more concentrated effort to curate my community and to kind of lead by example and to kind of set the vibe that I want to see in my chat and my community and my comment section. And I used to go real willy-nilly with it and not really think about it, but the more I did that, the less I kind of enjoyed interacting with that community. And so now I'm like, I want this to be more fun for me, and I want to be part of this community. So like I decided to kind of bring the hammer down and start making things more like I don't know how I want them to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was gonna say that's kind of the same for me. As a streamer, it's important to lead by example and be a role model. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Don't just scream at your chat because they're there for you. Don't be in an abusive relationship with your chat. Come on, they care about you, and you should care about them. And speaking about your community, you've been doing Somna reviews, right? For like how many streams?
I'm going to be doing Somna reviews for the rest of my life, I think, at this point.
I had fun with it.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain the whole thing around that?
So pretty much what I've done every year I've been streaming all 3 years that I've been streaming as OkayDonuts the Snake. I've done a Sona review, and what I do is I open up the floodgates to just let anybody online submit their Sona, as in their persona, their first Sona, their online identity, what have you. They can submit it. We then put it into a big me and my excellent mod team. Thank you, shout out to my mods. Put it into a big what do you call that? A spreadsheet. And we just go through it one by one, and it takes a very long time. But we're currently around, I think, 400 or 500 for this year right now, and I'm out of a total like 1,080 something. So we're a little under halfway. Yeah, a little under halfway.
That's insane.
Dude, I feel like I keep tapping into your stream, and I'm like, oh, more Sona reviews.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The Sona reviews are so interesting.
No, it's awesome.
And just seeing how like furry communities are so almost backwards in the way that things often work when you introduce yourself to somebody, and you can kind of make a few assumptions of how the person behaves and things. But when you create your own identity entirely from scratch, and you choose the shape, you choose the gender expression, you choose the size, you choose all of these attributes, because like, who cares? You can literally do whatever you want for your Sona. Like, there's no rules. It doesn't matter who you are. When you have so much rich information as to how you want to be presented, even if it's like it could be anything from like the like other Kingtharian side to just like I like being a cartoon guy, haha. But it's so you find out so much about the core things that make people tick immediately, like right out there with a Sona. And it's a really powerful tool of self-expression that I don't really think other online communities have in the same way at all. Because people keep saying
Dungeons and Dragons. They're
that's kind of a good example.
That's like the same. It's like the same thing with their own characters.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. I mean, I think that something that's really special about furries is the creative, like forefronting the creative exercise of anthropomorphization as just something that people do as standard. And that actually, to make a really good Sona, and to make a Sona that you really like, it kind of takes it takes some thought. And that kind of like looking inward and sort of putting yourself out there is a really genuinely quite a healthy thing to do. It's
for sure.
I don't really hear people talking about it much. It's really cool.
A lot of people do it with other franchises and IPs as well. Like we've had people submit Sonos that are lifted from like Halo or Warhammer or like Team Fortress, for example. So it's not just furry Sonas. It's any. That's why I specifically call it a Sona, not a fur Sona.
And there's like I feel like there's kind of a stigma against a Sona that is based on an intellectual property. For example, if you really, 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 really like Halo or a sci-fi series, and your persona Sona is based on a species or like a Master Chief, I don't remember what they're called, a Spartan or whatever like that. Yeah. I think when people get older in those communities, they feel a little self-conscious because they're like, oh, it's just from a game or something like that. But like the kind of media that you consume as a kid is so formative. And it's only been since like the 60s, would you think, where media has been produced on such a mass scale that people are having these experiences of like all watching the same show and being like, hey, I really like the character, and then be like, yeah, I like the character too. And that's people wonder where furries came from, and it's pretty simple. They all watch they had the same formative experience that resonated with them on like a deep level. Like I don't know whether people in the chat or something can really relate to this. But I remember seeing something where it was I'm going to talk about Bionicles. I'm so sorry. This is a common topic when I'm live.
It was only a matter of time before we got Bionicles.
It's whenever he's on.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to say it again. I'm going to say it again here. Bionicle changed my life, man. It shifted my brain chemicals in a way that none of us could ever anticipate. Like, It was Bionicle and the Mask of Light. It was a VHS copy of Bionicle and Mask of Light, and I was watching it like la 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 media war. And there was something about the green Bionicle. I can't remember his name, which isn't a good sign, but it was the green one, right? The green Bionicle, and he was nice, and he was handsome, and he was like in the tree. He was connected with nature, which felt really cool because I felt like I wanted to be friends with the big animals in the nature, and I was like, yeah, this guy's like in touch with it. And there was some kind of like Lewa, yes, full metal ratchet.
Oh my god!
Thank you. You're picking up my slack. Everybody's like Lewa. Yeah, you see the people chatting like
Bionicles. What is going on?
Bionicles rules. What are you talking about?
They do rule.
I like them. They're cool.
Yeah.
I still have some.
You're too young. You don't understand.
No, I played with Bionicles.
You missed the train, honestly.
Oh, you did, okay.
I played with them, guys. I'm not that young.
But I remember this like, I don't even know how to describe it, like a hot feeling in my head where I felt this real strong attachment be like towards this character. And that's kind of the basis of how a lot of people get into sort of very subculture things. It's because of that like intense sort of longing. Here's something really embarrassing. Actually, it's not embarrassing. So I don't think I went really far into like Sonic the Hedgehog, being Sonic the Hedgehog pilled. I wasn't like a huge Sonic fan, even though that's a really common pipeline in furry. Like being a Sonic fan and then becoming a furry, super common. But I watched Sonic X. I'm 26 now for reference. So when Sonic X was airing, I was around that like the perfect age for it, and I remember sitting at my windowsill and praying to the Judeo-Christian God for Sonic to be real and to be my friend.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked at length about this before, and Pineapple and I have talked at length about this before. But like, who wouldn't want a creature CGI best friend? Like that's something that like we both really connected on. And I think it's a very common thing to want, even as a kid and even as you get older. It's just like, I call it the special friend trope, right? It's very common in a lot of kids' movies and media, where it's just like, or the special friend or the CGI best friend, where it's like there's the kid and then there is like the creature that they're a friend with, and they go on these adventures with. And that always resonated. Yeah, dragon, Sonic, anything, that always really resonated with me as a kid, and I think it does with a lot of people. And it kind of, I don't know, like I've always, even like when I was growing up, I remember wondering why I wanted that so bad. Like, why did I have this like carnal desire to want to interact with a non-human, like a non-human creature that was also like as intelligent as a human? You know what I mean? Like, I could never figure it out. Like, why did I want that so bad?
I think that there's a really, at least this is for me, I had a really powerful feeling of wanting to be acknowledged by something that was by all metrics like better and like more like wise, and like, it's a big dragon, man. If a big dragon thinks you're cool, you're doing pretty well, right?
You're sad.
I'd like to think so. Yeah, and there's I feel like a lot of people have this experiences, but there are plenty of people who are just too embarrassed about talking about a part of their psyche that is so vulnerable, where it's like, I really wanted to sort of be, I don't know, when you're a kid, you have such like strong compulsions towards these fictional characters, and it's
okay. Well, I got a question for you and for Chad, actually. Anybody who's still listening. Okay, would you rather have a dragon best friend who hangs out with you, or would you rather be the dragon best friend? So, like, you get to be the dragon and you have a human best friend.
You know my answer.
I know your answer, but go ahead and say it.
My answer.
They don't know the answer.
Yeah. I actually don't. So I don't really care about TF as a subject matter. I'm sort of not that interested. I want to be I want to be friends with the dragons. I'm like being a dragon. It's just a lot of work. But
it's a lot of work. Yeah, I want to breathe fire, wag big tail. Like, it's so much you got to do.
Sleep on gold, dude. The last
but donuts. Like, you and I are on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Because if you know like a couple things about donuts, you love being like turning into big like
I like being
big tail things.
I love TF. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harbee, what about you?
I
What's
don't
your
know.
stance?
I would like I'm like in the middle. I could be a dragon or I could be the dragon's friend. I don't really care.
That's very neutral. That was a very diplomatic answer,
Yeah,
Harbee.
you should be a politician.
Don't
yeah.
pick any side here.
Everyone vote for me for something. I don't know. You can do whatever.
Vote Harbee.
But yeah, I wanted to talk about all the vulnerable topics about people when they're first being furries. For example, at least for me, I was huge into My Little Pony and Warrior Cats. And there's some huge, opinions about that. But like, I loved it, man. When I was in like 5th grade, me and my friends during recess, we just like be warrior cats and just we wouldn't walk on all fours or anything, but we were cats, and that was a good time. I enjoyed it, and now it's like, yeah, maybe I still do it this day. I don't know. Anyone want to roleplay warrior cats with me? Maybe after.
Okay, so tell me, give me the name of. I know nothing about warrior cats, but there's a cat called like Red
Firepaw,
sparking Firepaw. Okay, so how would we give me a summary of warrior cats like right now? Right now.
I mean, it's all in the title, right?
Yeah. Okay.
They're warriors. Do they have swords?
No, dude. They don't. They're cats.
They have claws.
Claws.
Yeah.
But
what was that?
No, they weren't claws either, dude.
Attack!
Okay, so they're making warrior cats. So like, I don't know nothing
They're just
about the show.
cats.
I've never
That's
even
crazy.
seen it.
Okay,
So like,
they're
they're
just
just
cats.
regular cats.
They're just
So,
regular
but-
cats. They
Is it in a fantasy world or is it like in like London?
No, it's
So is this like a Redwall thing?
It's like the aristocrat. The
It's
aristocrats.
kind of like it's kind of
What-
like Redwall, right?
what is
It's
that?
Like, so it's like they're a bunch of animals who are just
Oh.
animals, but like there's other humans in the world too, and they like can't talk to each other. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just what it is. It's just regular cats who can talk to each other because they meow and
'cause they're
stuff.
cats.
But they live. I think their forest is in like a giant neighborhood, so there are a bunch of humans that live around them. But
Oh,
inside
yeah.
the forest, they have like clans, and they call humans two legs, and they're like
Oh,
they
nice.
That's kinda
kind of
cute.
treat them as like mystical creatures almost. Like who are these people, dude? Who are these people with 2 legs walking around here? We only like a 4
By the way,
legs.
Harbee, you just lost a lot of aura by saying what is Redwall.
Yeah, if
like
you don't
there
know
are many
what
people
Redwall
who are
is, then-
shaking their head right now.
Yeah.
Is that
Huge
young
aura
or
loss.
something?
You got some books to read. You got some books to read.
Absolutely. But no, okay, so here's a question about warrior cats. So long-running fantasy series often have a problem with a creeping scope, where it's like the first one was like, we need to save the... Sorry, I don't know anything about warrior cats. We need to save the cat. But then often at the end of fantasy series, it's like the world is ending. The fate of the planet is in our hands. Is that like does that happen in warrior cats, or is that like
Did they save the world in Warrior Cats?
Do they save the world? Do they stop like a bomb going off?
It's that would be crazy if they did. I don't think it's that like fantasy where cats defuse a bomb. But see, I only read one. I didn't know this, but I only read one of the series. There's like 30 other books I haven't read, but the ones that I read, it was just like the cats grow old and like the young people become like the like leaders in the clans, and it's like new like hierarchies and stuff. It's just like lifestyle kind of living, and with just
I didn't
Like slice of
expect a
life stuff,
fantasy
right?
cat series, but that's interesting because the inevitable march of time often isn't much of a topic in like young. Would you call it like young adult or more like kids? Where would that be?
See, I think it's young adults because when I read it, I didn't understand like half the words. So
They're
Oh,
going
wait,
like
so
meow
it's a
meow
book?
mew.
I thought it was a show.
no, it's a book. It's a whole
Donuts.
Never mind.
Oh.
Okay, I thought it was a show this whole
Your
time. I thought it was
aura.
like a cartoon.
The aura's getting lost.
She's or
First of all, Harbee lost aura, now the aura.
Wait,
yeah.
watching Warrior Cats? Just because I don't watch a cartoon, I still read Redwall on like Harbee. Okay.
What is Red Bull?
Yeah.
Just tell me what it is. Just tell me what it is.
You gotta
That's
get
crazy. That's insane. The new generation.
No, okay, guys, come on, guys, I'm cool. I'm hip with you guys. Oh, my back, right? Oh, it hurts. Oh man. Oh god.
So there.
I need to
Like,
go to work
there's someone in
tomorrow.
Twitch chat. There's someone in Twitch chat. They just said they grow old and die. in like the Warrior Cats.
Wow.
Cool. Great.
Pretty much.
Shout out SSS Warrior Cats. Yeah.
So am I not gonna know what Red Bull is? Do I have to search that myself? Is this like a furry thing?
I mean, sort of. It's kind of formative for a lot of furries from like the 80s and 90s. It was a series of books about animals, pretty much, and they're like warrior animals, and they're like, they use weapons and they warring factions and different characters and stuff like that. But they're all like little field mice and like rabbits and stuff like that,
I was learning about
like
old sonas. I'm talking about personas decades before like mass consumption of children's TV. And so people are like, "Whoa, furries are so weird, dude. They just came out of nowhere and now they're everywhere." But here's a little history lesson here, kids. The anthropomorphization has been is a key part of like
I think for a long time.
lot of it's been there for a long time. There's a guy who practiced who's big in the surrealist movement called Max Ernst. He had a persona, didn't call it a persona, he called it like his guy
animal
or something
self.
like that. Yeah, his animal self, and it was this like wacky bird called Lop Lop.
Lop Lop.
And this is from like I think it was the 20s or the 30s. Surrealist professors. I'm sorry for getting it wrong, but Max Ernst had this sona called Lop Lop, and Lop Lop was crazy, man. Lop Lop was this like look up Max Ernst Lop Lop, and you'll see what I mean. It's like this like super abstracted thing, and I kind of dig it. I really like it. It's cool stuff. But then it makes me think about okay. So I'm going to be vulnerable again here.
Okay.
I kind of don't have a sona. I'm the communications director for Furality, which is ostensibly a big unknown like furry thing that goes on. I have a sheep, kind of, but my friends commissioned one of my friends, BARQ the cleric. Shout out to BARQ. He commissioned me to make a sona for myself because he was sick of me not having a sona. And so I was like, I'll make a sheep.
You made the sheep, right? Yeah.
I made the sheep, and I like the sheep, but I get so envious of people who immediately are like, bang, this is my sona.
Right.
And it's like, so it's just like, zoom, and they get great art, and it's just like super easy like that.
Of like established identity in the fandom, right? I have a lot of friends like you who like either don't have a sona or only just barely have a sona, as in they have like just an idea of them with no art, or like or maybe just a few pieces of art or whatever, and it's like, I don't know, like they're all valid. It shouldn't affect your enjoyment of the fandom. How like established and well known your sona is. I've heard a lot of people say that like the fandom can turn into a popularity contest. And like I guess that's true to a sense.
Yeah.
But it depends on like what you're trying to get out of the fandom,
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because like anthropomorphizing and making your sona look like aesthetically attractive, which is pretty common. Like unless there are some people who really revel in like being like really like punky, especially like rat and possum sonas. They're less interested in like looking super like
hyenas,
like super perfect and stuff like that. Cool. They kind of like that stuff, but it's kind of when you have a community where like having a really pretty sona is sort of obviously a thing that people like to do. I can understand why it can become more like a who has the most like attractive sona rather than what is an authentic expression of yourself, I guess.
Right. Well, like I said, it's about what you want to get out of the fandom, and like what makes you happy. Because some people do that, is they make their sona as well known as they can. They make whole social media accounts for their sona, and they get tons of art commissioned, and that and they become. I'm gonna gag saying this, but a poppy fur after a long enough time doing it, and like I don't think that like people should hate on those people as much as they do when they hear that term, because in my mind they're getting what they want out of the fandom and making themselves happy.
Yeah.
And just because you don't want to do that doesn't mean you need to hate on somebody else for doing that. Just because somebody likes to be popular and like to have their sona out there for people to see and to show it off. And they become, popular as a result of that. I don't think there's a reason to hate on somebody. I think it's totally fine. It just depends on what you want to get out of the fandom.
Something that we do need to hate on is the amount of time we have left. We only have 5 minutes.
Oh goodness.
Twitch chat. Do you have any questions for us? You have us. You've captured us in this dream realm, and we're here. Yeah. If you have any questions to any of us, Pineapple Harbee, Donuts. this is a pretty good time to do it. We'll be wrapping up really shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna keep talking.
Opening the floor up to you guys. So if you have any questions for me about my tail, then just let me know. I'm more than happy to answer.
So many mysteries about your tail.
Yeah.
I realize I'm not. I just saw myself on the screen. I need to move over to where I'm supposed to be. Oh no, the thing's gone. That's fine.
Yeah.
Whenever the name cards pop up, I always think that we're like in the middle of an RPG battle because they look like Final Fantasy like UI.
I've consistently not been in the right place for my name card, like, at all.
But now you're so far away.
We have some questions.
Cool.
Why big tail be big?
Because I never skip tail day, obviously, and I eat my veggies.
That's so true.
And my friends.
Eat your veggies. There you go.
Oh, Game Penguin 21 says, I want to now participate and/or catch in this podcast. Where can I find you all? BARQ Official on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, BARQ Official on Twitch. We're also on YouTube and Spotify. If you just search up BARQcast, you should find it, hopefully. If not, that's a problem, but it should be there. It shouldn't run away. But yeah, we have 12 episodes out right now. So if you like this is kind of like a taste for how it is. But you should go watch the actual real episodes because they're a ton of fun.
Okay.
There you go.
Can we meet Finn? Finn is you can meet Finn. You'll have to find him though. Nobody knows where Finn is really.
Or anything?
Finn is a Finn.
Really?
The whim of Finn is unknown. But Finn tends to be around, you know. Yeah, Finn is like the wind. But if you're at Furality, which I hope you are, then you'll be able to catch him. If you have a little bit of luck. Okay, you talked about Quest Pro. Are you hoping for a new generation of immersive quests, even if it costs more? Yeah, even if it's really expensive, if there's a technological advancement that comes with the headset, then I am all for it. Like, if it's a really good headset that has really compelling features and it's light, then the price, like one of the things we can more or less hopefully guarantee with VR technology is that it will over time become cheaper and lighter. So even if it starts really expensive, but it's really cool, then hopefully the price will come down and then it's just easier to enjoy. Oh, there's so many questions. Any future plans for BARQ? Oh, I'm not sure. I don't want
really
to be the one to answer that.
We always mention it on the podcast sometimes, but there was a lot of future plans for BARQ. Not a lot we can really talk about, but they're really cool. They're really cool. Being behind the scenes, we
have features. Yeah,
I'm like, dude, the people are gonna love this one. So.
Okay. What are your favorite Bionicle character thing? Because you all got stuck on what I think it said. Lewa, the green Bionicle.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did any of you have your Somna's design change over time till you settled on one? Well, that's not a question for me. That's a question for you two.
At least for me, I used to be a wolf, and then I changed into the Komodo dragon, changed my color palette completely, and then moved it into the goat because I felt like it fit myself better. And so, like, now this is how I am, and I feel like I'm gonna stay like this for quite a long time. I don't see any future plans of changing.
Razor says, "Is this BARQcast going to be uploaded through your own channels?" Probably not going to be on the BARQ channel. I'm sure. Like, I think it's.
We'll see.
There won't be a problem to get it, but it will for sure be on Furality channels. We upload all Furality events. We put them on YouTube. It might take a while because there's a bunch of stuff we have to do after the con. After Furality Somna ends, all staff just like take a big breath and go like, okay,
we did it.
We're gonna rest for a bit, and then after that, we'll get to things like uploading VODs and all that. But this is being recorded. You will be able to check it out, and we'll see if it can get on the BARQ channel as well. That'll be nice.
Yeah, and I saw somebody say, what is the longest last session we had on the podcast? Is it the Reef episode, Reef Ref? We talked about if you wash your hands after you piss or not. We were dying for like 10 minutes straight. I definitely recommend you go watch that episode.
Reef still goes off about that on their own stream, by the way. Like I think every stream they talk about
it. It's like his bit, yeah.
I saw somebody also say, what is my model's name, and they were like, your lizard is so cute, thank you. I wish I could say that I had any like creative input here. I just really love this avatar. This is the Durgan from MIDI, DERGON by MIDI, MIDDEH, I think.
Yes, MIDDEH.
But yeah, I think I said it. We're done.
Great avatar.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming to the BARQcast, everyone.
Yeah.
If you're in Furality right now, then have a great time. We have the closing ceremonies coming up in the day. We have the community showcase. This weekend is when it's really ramping up. So thank you, everybody. I think we're done.
Yeah,
I think so.
Really
thank you so much for having me. This is great.
Yeah,
of course. Thank you.
Go follow Donuts everywhere. Go follow him. Go
check out BARQ the app. Download
and
BARQ.
BARQcast. Please.
Also, go